The office party was alive. Laughter ricocheted across the room. The music was loud, and glasses collided in bright toasts. I felt proud to have my wife beside me, radiant in a sleek black dress. But when I reached to rest my arm around her waist, she leaned in, her voice low and sharp. "Don't hold me. It makes me look taken." The remark didn't just sting, it cleaved straight through my dignity. I forced a smile that died behind my drink and watched her glide away, already melting into the sea of colleagues as if I were a stranger. My chest tightened as I saw her laugh too loudly, brush shoulders too casually, and move across the floor in a way that once would have been ours alone. I stayed rooted at the bar, staring into my glass, when one of her coworkers, Mark, came over. "Tough evening," he offered. I managed a hollow grin and said I was giving her space. His sympathetic glance revealed what I'd felt. Everyone could see I'd been dismissed. When the DJ slowed the tempo, a sliver of hope flared that she might return. Instead, she let another man take her hand and led her onto the dance floor. They swayed intimately. Her palm rested on his shoulder in the same way it had rested on mine. The humiliation wasn't private, it was an open spectacle. I clenched my jaw and walked out without making a scene, sending her a text. "I'm going home. Enjoy your night." She didn't reply for an hour. By then I was in bed, staring at the ceiling while the echoes of the party drifted away. She returned smelling of champagne and someone else's cologne and offered no explanation. Days passed with a suffocating silence. She behaved as if nothing had happened, as if the way she'd shown me off to her peers was ordinary. I couldn't shake those words. "Don't hold me. It makes me look taken." They weren't a careless barb. They were a confession. Didn't want me. One evening, I confronted her plainly. "Do you want this marriage?" She paused and answered without warmth. "I don't want to feel trapped." The admission hollowed me out, but it clarified everything. I didn't beg. I didn't break down. I simply smiled and said, "Then don't feel trapped. You're free." Relief washed over her face, edged with a smugness, as though she'd proven some point. What she didn't realize was that her public slight had sparked something in me I was determined to feed. She worked at a firm where I'd quietly learned of vulnerabilities, questionable expense claims, insider messages, and shadowy transactions. She'd boasted about her career countless times, never guessing I'd been listening. If she wanted to parade our shame in front of her colleagues, I resolved to strip away what she'd relied upon. I collected documents carefully, corroborated patterns, and packaged the evidence without revealing my identity. Anonymous reports went to HR, the board, and the press. When the allegations surfaced, they landed hard. Her name flashed across headlines. Whispers followed her in the corridors. The allies who once surrounded her at the party recoiled. She didn't just lose a job. Her reputation was shredded. I observed from the margins, feeling a grim satisfaction. As the woman who'd reduced me to a joke found herself isolated, divorce papers were signed quickly. She had expected me to plead, to crumble. Instead, I returned her own words with a quiet finality. "Don't hold on. It makes you look taken." Then I walked away. Months later, at another corporate gathering, where our paths crossed, she stood alone, stripped of status, grasping at anyone who would spare her attention. Our eyes met briefly. I raised my glass, offered a small, unreadable smile, and turned away. In the end, it wasn't simply about destroying her career. It was about refusing to be humiliated and proving that those who publicly demean you won't escape the consequences unscathed.